guys, welcome back to a new video. So over the last couple of days there's been a couple of challenges placed by some people, Melody, to build a sundial in the game. And so there's been a couple of people who tried to do it, but I don't think it's very accurate. You guys don't know, but over the last 2 years I've been plotting every single star in the game from every single place all over the map and looking at them and comparing them, and there's about 41,373 stars in the map, depending on the day, but that's the most that I've found so far. So it's taken about 2 years, and so what I did, I bought a truckload of gravel and I've got my children to replicate the sky of the game upstairs. So they've marked these out perfectly, and with a little piece of gravel representing every star. So what I found was that over the last 2 years of watching them do this is that there's some certain patterns that started to come together, and some at certain places on the map there's certain constellations that represent those 7 figures that we found up at Sampor's place. So I've actually found the spot where it actually is, and by sheer luck it's right in the middle of my new factory area, which is amazing. And so here it is. So I've actually duplicated the stars right above. If you have a look, you can match up every one of these spear points. They match directly with one of those star points up there. Now this is the only spot on the whole map where this actually corresponds. If you don't believe me, you can do it all by yourself. Have a look at that star, see, and that spear is exactly in line, and every single one. Also, the height of the spears determines how far away the star is. So this is the basis of the astrological clock that I've built in the game, and this is about as accurate as anyone's ever done. So I don't think anyone's put as much work into this as I have. So like I said, this has taken about 2 years. Now there's a lot of other things that have to go right for the clock to work, but you can see that the accuracy is already there. And like I said, if you don't believe me, you can check it yourself. So let's come back in the daytime and let's see how accurate this clock really is. Okay, so here we are in the daytime, and I'll show you how this thing works. So the first thing you need to do is you need to set this up on the way lines of the game. So not many people know this, but if you go around dowsing throughout the map, you'll get to certain points on the map where you get 2 way lines that intersect. So you can see here that I've got my wagon wheel, and that point is exactly, precisely placed in between the intersection of 2 way lines. That's very important. Also, you have to set up this base so it's a little bit off north. Okay, if you don't do these things, this clock won't work. So what we need to do is, like I said, at nighttime, all of these spears are set up exactly with every constellation at the nighttime, so they correspond perfectly. And then if we have a look at the sun up there, and then we have a look at our wheel, and you can line up your shadow, and now we can see the quadrant of all the quadrants, or the pieces of pie, the meat pie of the wheel. Okay, and we can see that that line there is pointing over to the bird. Okay, so now we come over here, and this is also very important. You need to have a freshly killed moose. Okay, so you've got to go out and find a moose. You've got to get the skull, and then you've got to drop some feathers down. And if you have a look at that third feather, that is also pointing in the same direction as that line, and feather, bird, kind of makes sense, doesn't it? So then you cut the heart out of the moose, and then you add it with some deadly nightshade and also some henbane. Now this is where the magic begins. So we've got our book here. So once you consume that, so let's have something.
Oh.
All right, now you can see the way lines are really starting to kick in. Okay, so like I said, the magic begins here. So now we have a look and you can see that that line is like a dowsing rod, and you can see it keeps coming back to the bird. So now what we need to do is we go over to our book and we need to have a look inside the book and have a look at our birds and have a look at our wild animals. Now, if we have a look here, we've got all the birds are facing west. They're facing west, just like on the way line. So if we draw a line, that's just, it doesn't matter which bird that you want. You can pick any bird that you want because they're all facing west. If you take a west facing bird and you line it up with another west facing bird, so let's draw a line across. So our next one is here. So we've got two birds facing west, and if you follow that line, you'll find out exactly what the time is. So it's 11:07 now. Exactly. So I don't know how they work this out, but it's amazing technology for 500 years ago. But you can see that those two birds are definitely looking at the time, and it is 11:07 on the dot. So this happens every single time, and it doesn't matter what constellation you're looking at. It can be the badgers, it can be the foxes. If you pick the correct ones, it will always point to the correct time. So there we go, guys. And like I said, the magic is still happening, but this only happens on certain sections of the map, and you only get this effect then. So I hope this helps, and we'll see you in the next one. Catch you later.